Kevin Durant the best player on the planet?
I believe he is. I believe that right now he is. When we acknowledge what he does defensively, that was really the only thing missing back in the day. When you look at the offensive arsenal, you can't. It depends on what your preference is. Obviously, you look at little LeBron and you think about 260 pounds, the kind of effect that he can have. But from a skill perspective, tell me who has Kevin Durant's arsenal? 6'11", 7'6" wingspan, threes, mid-range, finishes on the break, handle.
First, now that you've been in this series with Durant and the Warriors now twice, can you articulate just how Durant has changed the complexion of this series and rivalry?
No, well, I mean, guys, you guys asked me what's the difference between the Warriors. You guys asked me this last year. What was the difference between the Warriors the previous year and this year? What was my answer? Kevin Durant was my answer. You know, he's one of the best players that I've ever played against, that this league has ever seen. His ability to handle the ball, shoot the ball, you know, make plays at his length, at his size, at his speed.
What we're watching right now, in my opinion, I think is that Kevin Durant is the best player in the NBA. When he's going offensively, he is the most unstoppable offensive force I've ever seen. I've been watching the game 40 years, and I don't care who you want to talk about, Michael Jordan, anybody else, no one was more purely unstoppable when he gets going offensively. And what you see him doing on the defensive end now, he is playing defense with a purpose. Durant, I think, has become the best player in the NBA right now.
And when you talked about this in the last 40 years, Michael Jordan was 6'6". Kobe Bryant was 6'7", 6'6". So when you're watching these guys, even LeBron James at 6'9", but Kevin Durant is a full, 3-4 inches taller than all of these guys with that length. He is the most unguardable human that's ever been created from an offensive standpoint. Can shoot, can dribble, can pass, can drive, can do everything. And right now is literally the prime and the pinnacle, I think, of his career.
Underneath Durant, he slams it. Great pass right there, and Durant was there to finish. He knows how to finish. He knows how to be in the right spots. Okay, here it comes. Lawson found him down the court. Durant got it, and he knows how to turn around and just put it right back in. Here's that great pass down the court again by Lawson. There you see the dunk.
Back on the other end, the steal and a feed to Durant, who slams it. They tried to go back door. Gordon got the steal and ahead to Durant.
With the second pick in the 2007 NBA Draft, the Seattle Supersonics select Kevin Durant from the University of Texas.
No freshman ever has been the consensus National Player of the Year, swept all 7 Player of the Year awards. His grade point average that first semester at Texas, 3.5. So he did his work at school, even though he knew he was on his way to the NBA, and boy, did he work over the Big 12.
Kevin Durant's favorite quote is, "Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard." What does that quote mean to you, Kevin?
It means no matter how good you are, if you don't work hard, nothing will happen for you. So I always use that quote. I instilled it in myself that no matter how good I am, I got to keep working.
We got an exciting night here because with Greg Oden hurt in Portland, the number 2 overall pick on this night of tricks or treats, could very well be a treat for NBA fans. Kevin Durant makes his debut for Seattle. And there, his first NBA point is scored at the line.
Pay attention to him, Mike. No hesitation on those threes.
Durant off the curl, knocks down his 6th field goal. Durant for a triple.
They need it.
He got it. 7 field goals for Durant. A much better half here. He has 18 points in his debut. That's not bad for a debut in your first NBA game.
Something going toward the rim. In it comes to Durant. He's going to try to win it. Good at the buzzer! Kevin Durant hits a three-pointer, and the Sonics win the ball game. Seattle has won it in double overtime.
Kevin Durant won't let him get on fire.
18 matching its largest lead. Curl cutting left side. Durant rises in the lane, fires it, fills it. 12 feet out. Well executed play. Baseline left. Durant sneaks free, takes it inside and throws down with 2 hands.
Westbrook looking to the backside of the rim for KD and finds him.
There he is again. Yeah, he's starting to dance a little bit. Well, he's already broken the record. 41 straight, 25 or more.
Collison's in to set the screen, and here we go. Durant checked by Gallinari. KD gonna rear back and win it! Thunder wins! Thunder wins! Thunder wins on a buzzer beater by Kevin Durant!
Here is Durant for the win! Kevin Durant has won it at the buzzer!
It's in the hands of Durant, the scoring champ from the top against Marion. Durant, pull-up jumper, up the rim, and with 1.5 left, no timeouts. Marion on the deck. Marion didn't put it up, and the Thunder win. Durant beat him again.
This is for the lead. Kevin Durant, the NBA's leading scorer, with a feathery three-point jumper that puts the Thunder on top with 13.7 to play.
Lamb screens, re-screens. Durant runs away from it, steps back and scores! Cold-blooded! Oh, so cold-blooded! Durant with 4 seconds remaining.
Knocked away by Johnson. Durant is going to pull up for the lead, and he drills it. Kevin Durant with 51. 119, 118.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Point guard. Westbrook had won him with a block. And Durant finishes it off at the other end.
Doesn't that usually happen the other way? The big man blocks it, the little guy gets it. Now the little guy blocks it, swats it off, and you see another little guy finish it.
This has had an answer all night. A quick 6-0 run. Allen got a piece of that one. Almost out of bounds somehow. Durant lets it go.
For some, it's just a number on the back of a jersey. For Kevin Durant, it's a reminder of the man who began his journey to the NBA.
Coach Craig, Chucky is what we call him. He told me that one day you can be pretty good, and we worked, and he gave me the first opportunity to play on his team.
Durant was 8 years old when he walked into this recreation center in St. Pleasant, Maryland, and met 27-year-old AAU coach Charles Craig.
I was a tall, skinny kid. I haven't played basketball that much. And of course, the tallest guy always gets the second look, once you walk into the gym. He gave me confidence when I didn't have confidence in myself. He told me every time I stepped on the floor that you're the best player on the floor. He told me to go out there and play like a superstar. And, that's what I tried to do.
He was close with all the kids, but it seemed to me that he and Kevin were a little closer. He and Kevin have the same spirit.
They'd watch the NBA draft together. and Coach shared a future vision with his prized pupil.
You say, "Man, I can't wait till we go to the green room." And they call your name for the draft. And at an early age, I was like, man, I'm not playing in the NBA. He always tell me that I'm going to be there one day.
By high school, Durant had developed into one of the best prospects in the nation. But during his junior year at Oak Hill Academy, he received devastating news. His beloved coach had been murdered, shot in the back after breaking up a street fight.
One of those deals, wrong place at the wrong time. So, man, it was...
I knew how much it would affect Kevin because I knew how much they love one another. We just kind of cried, you know. It was sad. It was a sad moment, very sad.
I thought he was like Superman. I didn't, think anything would happen to him. To hear that he wasn't going to be around anymore, I was shocked. I wanted to do something for him, but I didn't know what. My godfather said the best thing you could do is wear a 35. That's the age he got murdered.
Durant has worn number 35 ever since.
He wasn't there when you committed to Texas or wasn't there for the green room. What would it have been like to have him at those key moments?
I could just imagine now. He'd have been laughing. He'd have been crying. He'd have been crying a lot when I committed to Texas, when I won Player of the Year at Texas, when I got drafted. Sometimes he comes back in my dreams when I'm asleep. But some days I just sit in the bed and like, man, I wish Chuck was here just to see me go through all of this.
Durant, right side angle, 3 for 3, and the win. It's on long. Got it! Kevin Durant!
I wish I could have him courtside at a game. That would have been perfect because he envisioned it all.
He is the first ever player from our franchise to win this prestigious accolade. He is now in the company of all-time greats, including Hall of Famers we call simply Russell, Wilt, the Big O, Larry, Magic, and Michael, just to name a few. And now we add KD. Please welcome the 2013-14 Kia NBA Most Valuable Player, Kevin Durant.
And last, my mom.
I don't think you know what you did. You had my brother when you were 18 years old. 3 years later, I came out. We were stacked, the odds were stacked against us. Single parent with 2 boys by the time you were 21 years old. Everybody told us we weren't supposed to be here. We moved from apartment to apartment by ourselves. One of the best memories I had is when we moved into our first apartment. No bed, no furniture, and we just all sat in the living room and just hugged each other. Because that's what we thought we made it. And when something good happens to you, I don't know about you guys, but I tend to look back to what brought me here. And you wake me up in the middle of the night in the summer times, making me run up a hill, making me do push-ups, screaming at me from the sideline of my games at 8 or 9 years old. We wasn't supposed to be here. You made us believe. You kept us off the street, put clothes on our backs, food on the table. When you didn't eat, you made sure we ate. You went to sleep hungry. You sacrificed for us. You the real MVP.
And the Thunder now in a tie game. Durant for three for the win. He's got it! He's got it! He's got it! A half a second remaining, and Durant has done it again! He's got it!
The great ones like Pat Riley will find you. And the great ones like Kevin Durant will dunk on you as well if you make it to this level. But look at this, an in and out with the right, dunking with the left. Kevin Durant.
It's here, and it's Golden State for Kevin Durant.
He made his announcement in a post on the Players Tribune.
Quote, the primary mandate I had for myself in making this decision was to have it based on the potential for my growth as a player, as that has always steered me in the right direction.
But I'm also at a point in my life where it is of equal importance to find an opportunity that encourages my evolution as a man.
And here it comes. With this in mind, I have decided I am going to join the Golden State Warriors.
How are you viewing this move from Durant?
When you're on the cusp of getting to the finals yourself or ultimately winning the championship for the franchise that you've been with since you've come into the NBA, I think it's incredibly weak.
First offensive rebound. Oh, here comes Durant! He saw and he slammed.
Durant ahead to Clark. Clark goes in, reverse. Durant on the follow. Durant attacks the rim.
Call this delivering pizza. One hand. Everybody out of the way. That's a little old pasta for Joe.
Durant at the left side calls his own number. It's good. Kevin Durant from downtown.
I've been working on that shot my whole life. That was liberating right there, man.
Kevin Durant, though, so gifted, comes down and just pulls up.
Durant tries again. This is the championship time. It's time for you to get what you came in for.
Another electrifying performance from Kevin Durant. The Warriors are NBA champions again.
Durant wants all the screens to go away. KD crossover jumper. Got it! KD creates for himself and drops it home.
And not find the basket for Thompson. The ball, but he is
Five. Kevin Durant way outside. Delivers! Kevin Durant from downtown. It's a 6-point game. That's the same spot where we had it in Game 3 last year.
I don't think anybody in the world can hit those but him. He was incredible.
The back-to-back NBA Finals MVP, Kevin Durant.
That's fire right here, man. It's incredible to know that, you know, when I first walked in here, as a 17-year-old freshman, you know, just trying to figure my way out, first time being in Texas, and just knowing the guys that came before me and the standard that they set, I just try to reach that every single day. And 10 years later to be here now, you know, still representing who came before me and passed me the torch. I'm trying to do the same with the guys that's here now. So, you know, it was on me to kind of upgrade, you know, what they bought. So now I'm looking forward to the next guy that's going to add on to it, and that's how we built the legacy here.
Kevin Durant means so much to this program. First of all, what he did here as a player, and secondly, the relationship that he continues to cultivate with our program, with our players, with former players. Texas means a great deal to him, and we love the fact that he's such a relationship guy. Obviously, he's one of you know, a handful of household names globally in the game of basketball, and he's a guy that everyone in our program, to a man, looks up to.
Every time we walk into this facility, you know, just the fun times we had in the locker room, you know, from just that transition from walking in the front door to the locker room to walking upstairs to the court so many times. I mean, we had so many great memories in between that, and some stuff that I'm always going to remember, you know. So that's what it's all about, the bond that we have here, the brotherhood, and just the overall family atmosphere that was created here, the culture.
made this place somewhere that I always wanted to be a part of.
Is it true Kevin Durant's the greatest player right now?
I mean, what we're witnessing right here is the changing of the guard. I mean, Kevin Durant, he scores 14 points in the fourth quarter when it mattered most on one of the biggest stages in all of basketball, the biggest stages on the road against LeBron James. I mean, what more can you ask for from, in my eyes, the new best player in the NBA?